Hi, my name is Dedrika Simpson, and today we will be exploring about Malaysia international trade performance from 2022 to the first quarter of 2026. Between 2022 and the first quarter of 2026, Malaysia's trade performance experienced several significant performance. Global economic uncertainty, changing market demand, and shifting the trade patterns influenced the country's international business environment. Despite these challenges, Malaysia continued to strengthen its position within regional and global markets through strong trading, relationships, competitive industries, and active participation in international trade networks. By examining trade performance across major export destinations, monthly trade trends, and key economic sectors, important insights it can be gained into the factors shaping Malaysia's trade competitiveness and future growth prospects.
Malaysia's exports were concentrated in a few key markets throughout the study period. Singapore remained the leading export destination from 2022 to 2025, while China consistently ranked among the country's top export markets. Another notable trend was the growing importance of the United States, which became Malaysia's largest export destination in the first quarter of 2026. Most of Malaysia's major export markets were located in Asia, highlighting the country's strong regional trade connection and participation in regional supply chain. The continued importance of these markets also reflects the benefits of trade agreement and regional economic cooperation in supporting export growth. However, relying heavily on a small number of markets may increase risk, making market diversification important for long-term trade sustainability. Malaysia's export performance experienced several changes throughout the study period. Export remained relatively strong in 2022 before slowing in 2023. Conditions began to improve in 2024, and the recovery became more apparent throughout 2025. By April 2026, export reached their highest level in the dataset. Overall, the trend demonstrates the resilience of Malaysia export sector. Despite earlier challenges, exports recovered strongly, suggesting continued competitiveness and growing demand for Malaysian products in international markets. Imports followed a similar pattern to exports. After slowing in 2023, import activity gradually recovered in 2024 and strengthened further throughout 2025 and early 2026. The increase in imports reflects stronger industrial activity as businesses purchase more machinery, components, and production inputs. The growth of both exports and imports suggests that Malaysia remains closely connected to global supply chains and international production networks.
While export markets determine where Malaysian products are sold, sectoral analysis reveals which industries are responsible for driving export growth. Throughout the study period, manufacturing remained the dominant export sector by a significant margin.
In contrast, agriculture remained relatively stable, while mining showed a gradual decline in contribution. The others category remained small but recorded moderate growth. Overall, these findings show that Malaysia's export performance continues to be driven primarily by manufacturing activities, making it the backbone of the country's export sector.
A similar pattern can be observed when examining Malaysia's import structure. Manufacturing remained the largest import sector throughout the study period, reflecting the industry's dependence on imported machinery, components, and production inputs.
Agriculture remained relatively stable, while mining and other sectors contributed on a smaller scale. These findings highlight the importance of manufacturing supporting both domestic production and export-oriented activities.
When exports and imports are combined, a clearer picture emerges regarding the sectors driving Malaysia's overall trade performance. Throughout the study period, manufacturing remained overwhelmingly dominant.
Although agriculture and mining continued to contribute to overall trade, their contribution were considerably smaller than manufacturing. This indicates that Malaysia's trade structure remains heavily dependent on manufacturing activities. The sector continues to play a vital role in supporting Malaysia's participation in global value chains and international markets. Forecasting results suggest that manufacturing will remain the dominant export sector in the second quarter of 2026, while manufacturing and mining export are expected to decline slightly. Agricultural export are forecasted to improve. Overall, the export structure is expected to remain largely unchanged, with manufacturing continuing to drive export performance. The import forecast present a more positive outlook. Most sectors are expected to record growth, particularly manufacturing and mining. This suggests continued industrial demand and confidence among businesses as they prepare for future production and export activities. When exports and imports are combined, manufacturing is expected to remain the largest contributor to Malaysia's trade performance. Although some sectors may experience minor fluctuations, the overall trade structure is expected to remain stable, with manufacturing continuing to serve as the foundation of Malaysia's international trade activities. Based on the findings, several recommendations can be made. First, Malaysia should continue strengthening its manufacturing sector as it remains the main driver of exports, imports, and overall trade performance. Second, businesses should maximize the benefits of existing free trade agreements and maintain strong trade relationships with key markets such as Singapore, China, and the United States. Third, greater efforts should be made to diversify export markets and support the growth of non-manufacturing sectors to reduce dependence on a small number of markets and industries. Finally, businesses should continue improving productivity, innovation, and supply chain resilience to remain competitive in an increasingly dynamic global trade environment. Overall, Malaysia's trade performance demonstrated resilience throughout the study period. Although exports and imports slowed in 2023, both recovered strongly in 2024 and continued to grow in 2025 and early 2026. Manufacturing remained the dominant contributor to exports, imports, and total trade, while strong trade relationships and regional integration continued to support Malaysia's international competitiveness. Looking ahead, forecasting results suggest that manufacturing will remain the foundation of Malaysia's trade performance in the second quarter of 2026. As global trade continues to evolve, maintaining competitiveness, diversification, and resilience will be essential for sustaining long-term growth. Thank you.